briefly with some overview remarks, and then I'll pass it to the subject matter experts who are with me today. But our overarching effort to achieve this goal has been laid out in President Trump's executive order 14161, which was issued on January 20th, 2025, entitled Protecting the United States from Foreign Terrorists and Other National Security and Public Safety Threats. And in issuing that, the visa adjudication process has been a key component, and it must, as outlined in the executive order, that visa process must ensure that U.S.-bound foreign travelers do not pose a threat to the national security and public safety of the United States. In the President's executive order, the President directed the Secretary of State to evaluate all visa programs to ensure that they are not used by any foreign national state or other hostile actor to harm the security, economic, political, cultural, or other national interests of the United States. And that's anywhere in the world. To that end, to protect the national security and national interests of the United States and its people, the Department of State and other U.S. government agencies assess other countries' security capabilities, information sharing, and identity management practices, as well as any risk of exploitation of the U.S. visa system, such as fraud and overstay rates, and compliance with facilitating the repatriation of removable nationals. And to that end, in furtherance of the executive order, the Department of State has changed non-immigrant visa validity for nationals of various countries, including Uganda. New non-immigrant visas for Ugandan citizens will now be issued as valid for one entry, 3 months, which mirrors the validity that Ugandan visas issued to American tourists and business travelers has been. This validity change increases, and it's one way we're increasing our ability to detect and prevent abuse of our immigration system. With those very brief introductory remarks, I will pass the mic to my colleagues for further comments. Ellen.
Great, thank you. So we'll
unfortunately, I don't have a number to share with you today. Countries around the world, we are not the only country that has had the change in reciprocity. That's part of the Trump administration's, it's one of the steps that they're taking to try to manage this issue and to protect our national security and to strengthen our visa process. When we issue a visa for 2 years, in that meantime, something could change within, an individual who has a visa that we are not aware of. When they have a shorter visa validity, it gives us more ability to control the process and who we're giving a visa to. But Uganda is not the only country that has had that change. Unfortunately, the fees do not change either. Fees are set globally for us, and it's based on the actual cost to issue a visa. Our U.S. law says we must interview people face to face, and that costs a lot of money, as well as maintaining the website for the application, for the actual printing the visa. So all of those costs go into calculating that fee. Also, by U.S. law, we cannot make a profit on that. So every few years, we do another analysis of how much does it actually cost us to adjudicate a visa, and that's how we come up with that fee. So I'm sorry, but it's not changing with the validity. And then, Brian.
Exploit the U.S. travel system. Here I am also in charge of the Overseas Criminal Investigations Unit, where we focus on these things. So providing fake documents during the visa process is a crime. We cooperate regularly with the UPF, and in the last 2 weeks alone, we have assisted with the arrest of 5 visa applicants who presented fraudulent degree certificates, O-level, A-level, and university transcripts, and bank statements. As Tanya said, individuals who intentionally provide inaccurate information will not get a visa, may be permanently ineligible to enter the United States, and can face criminal prosecution. Those who commit fraud and abuse our visa process could face arrest. This includes those individuals who are creating fraudulent documents used in visa applications. Along with conducting investigations, my team provides travel and identity document training to security personnel and Ugandan law enforcement partners. This hands-on training deters and reduces illegal immigration into the United States by giving our partners the skills needed to assess the security features present on passports, visas, and the supporting documents. Our message here is clear. Those who violate U.S. immigration law will be held accountable.
Thank
On the circumstances, but the penalties include fines, imprisonment, and of course, deportation back to the visa holder's home country. But that all depends on how the court processes the case.
Worldwide, it is part of a long-standing in U.S. law requirements that individuals who travel on non-immigrant visas are not intending immigrants, that they intend to return to their home countries after completing their legitimate purpose of travel to the United States, whether that be business, tourism, educational exchange, what have you. So in terms of affecting, it affects everyone that is traveling to the United States, because as the executive order outlines, it is the obligation of the U.S. government and all of our agencies to ensure that no one that poses any threat or intends to not comply with visa requirements is not allowed to enter the United States, or if they do abuse their commitments to travel in accordance with how the visa was issued, or they commit fraud, they will be held accountable. And that can be, again, returned to their country, that can be held criminally responsible, as the case may be in certain circumstances. But it's a broad approach that is in keeping with U.S. law to ensure the safety and security and national interest of the United States, and for safe, legitimate travel to the U.S. In terms of the birth tourism, when it went into effect, that's been in effect for a long time, but I'll pass it to.
Correct. So